Matthew 21, verses 1 to 11. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to your daughter Zion, see, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their coats on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those who followed shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowds answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." Welcome to our Holy Week journey together. We followed the Dust and Glory book through Lent, and many of us have done the daily readings, and we will continue, but more perhaps together in these films over this next week. So we come to today's reading, which is a repeat of the story that we looked at yesterday in church. And I did touch on it in my sermon a little bit, but I've never really thought through the expectations that the crowd had on Jesus. Those shouts of Hosanna are always correctly and rightly seen as praise and adoration. But there's an underlying expectation there as well. Save us. Help us. And as Jesus rode through that crowd on a donkey, although there were shouts of praise and worship, each shout, each person was there asking to be saved, asking to be delivered, asking to be rescued. Such huge expectations. As Jesus journeys to the cross, you can see the expectations that would weigh down and would probably play on his mind. I wonder what expectations we have of Jesus or this Holy Week. What do you expect Jesus to do during this week? Or maybe we have no expectations. Maybe we just think, oh, well, it's another Easter. The same old, we'll do the same services, do the same things. It'll be the same old thing. But I wonder whether actually we have expectations that God will do something amazing this Easter. We see it in the Easter story, if we don't jump too far ahead, that those expectations were met. And I wonder if we were to come to Jesus to say, "Jesus, I expect you, I want you, I need you to save me, to do this," whether we come in a sense of just ritual or actually believing the truth. As Jesus journeys to the cross and as we follow him day by day, my prayer is that each one of us will have expectations that God can do things, that Jesus can save lives, that the thing that we're going through now can be changed. My prayer is that in this Easter journey, we might know that actually the miracle of this journey is amazing. Let's not ever put limitations on. We might have expectations of ourselves, expectations of others, expectations of what Jesus might do. But maybe, as we've been reminded recently in the service for my 10-year celebration, we need to come to God with open hands and say, "God, maybe I'm not expecting anything, but here is space for you to work and for you to restore and heal me." So maybe this Monday, we might just come to Jesus with our expectations, not demanding them, but asking them, Maybe you might want to think about expectations we put on others, on the church, on different situations to act in a way that we want. And maybe we also want to come with those open hands that say, Jesus, will you work?